Good morning, everyone. Before we start the program, I have something that I would like to confess. Typically, I usually speak pretty slow, but because the interest of time, there's only 5 minutes. So I'm kind of trying to get straight to the point if I could. I was hoping that I would be the last one so that I can take more time and really show the finished video that we recently completed over 100 customers that we will try it on our products. Hopefully that on Saturday we will have more time. I will do a launch event and I can show that video at that time. I would like to start by thanking An Huy for this incredible event. Secondly, I would like to thank U.S. Counselor General An Lei for inviting me to this event today. It's an honor that I'm here to be able to share my story, and this particular event is not only going to help, but it's also going to transform a lot of lives. I'm here for 2 events. One is for the stem cells topic, and tomorrow I will be speaking in the area of innovation and also entrepreneur on how to bring products to market. For Tech 2012, this year's theme, technology transform our lives. And I have to say, I couldn't agree more, especially in the area of stem cell research that could help save hundreds, if not thousands of lives. I'm pleased and honored to be invited to be part of this exciting topic with very distinguished panelists whom most of their lives spent on researching, studying, dedicating their focus in the area of stem cells. A lot of us here in this room today have heard about stem cells, but I'm confident the majority of us don't realize the importance of stem cells and how stem cells have enormous potential in health and in the medical research area. An example of some of the areas that stem cells can benefit include Parkinson's disease, type 1 diabetes, arthritis, burn victims, cardio disease. In basic terms, what is stem cells? Stem cells has not only been discussed all over the country recently, but also with the Obama administration as well. It's been discussed in many of the major networks of how and why it had helped and impacted a lot of lives. In general term, what is stem cells? Stem cells are cells that can develop into other cells that have specific roles in the body. A single cell can replicate itself or differentiate into many other cell types. What makes stem cells special? Stem cells have the remarkable potential to develop into many different cell types in the body during early life and growth. In addition, in many tissues, they serve as an internal repair system, divided essentially without limit to replenish other cells as long as other person or animal still alive. Are all stem cells alike? The answer is no. There are many types of stem cells, but they can be classified into 2 basic groups. Adult stem cells taken from the body tissues, blood, or fat tissues of the human body. Embryonic stem cells that are harvested from the embryo. What are mesenchymal stem cells? Mesenchymal stem cells are very versatile and are commonly called the duct tape of the body. Repair toolbox for their ability to be used in many circumstances. In general, mesenchymal stem cells differentiate to create all the structural tissues of their body. Including the body, bone, and muscle, as well as the dermal layers of the skin. Mesenchymal stem cells communicate with other cells. Mesenchymal stem cells are the body's first responder when tissue damage occurs. MSC, referred to as mesenchymal stem cells, are called up and arrived at the scene of the accident. MSC assess the situation, what kind of extent of damage. And lastly, MSC communicate with others and coordinate the action of other healing cells. It is a very, very straight an example that I would like to share. When we are young, there are a lot of MSC cells in our body, and as we age, it diminishes by in the hundreds, if not thousands, which I have the chart to share. Human mesenchymal stem cell decline with age, as you can see on the chart. With newborn, every 10,000 marrow cells, there's one MSC cell. By the age of 30, every 250,000 marrow cells, there's one MSC cell. And by the age of 80, every 2 million cells, there's only one MSC cell. In short and brief, what is MSC cell? They are the repair cells in our body, and that is their main focus, is to repair damages that has been incurred. Introduction to our stem cells line that we recently launched. One of the main reasons why I'm excited to share my story here today is the MSC, which is the mesenchymal stem cells in our body. As we age, it diminishes, but our company has developed a particular ingredient called stamoxol. And stamoxol is a unique formulation that was developed and produced by a trade secret process, and when combined with mesenchymal stem cells, it activates, stimulates, and is also reproduced of new mesenchymal stem cells. As a result of the research that we have done, we have completed our research in 9 months with over $2 million spent with close to 100 patients. And I would like to share the result of some of our patients. And these are real patients that has been on the products. The first one, she's been on this product for 3 weeks. And that shows before and after pictures. There's another. We've done 2 phases. The first phase that we did was, this is actually my most favorite one. She's actually been a lifeguard all of her life for over 30 years in California. And when she was on the product for 6 weeks, when we did the testimonial after 3 months of the trial, one question that we asked her, what did the product do to you and your life, and how it has affected your personal life? She broke down and started crying, and she said, this is actually the first time that my husband really recognized me and find me attractive. And I have to be honest with you guys on how I want to be involved with this project. To me, innovation is important in our everyday life. Coming up with a basic, simple idea like a Post-it note that enhances, our life and also our daily activity. But a product like this, why I personally want to be involved is, it is my mission to be involved with a project of this caliber, which I call platform technology. If I could have a product for women that not only help them, make them look better, make them look younger, build up their confidence, that is priceless to me. And personally, I would like to see this product being used and be tried and tested all over the country. And that will start by the 4th quarter of this year in the US, where our company is committed, not a small budget, but $100 million to launch this. So I'm looking forward to see Vietnam women to be the first to use it before the US. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Diep, for a very interesting presentation.
Well, the next one is the real story about how stem cell can save life. And we are very honored to present Dr. Diep. Quý giá về một đề tài quan trọng như hôm nay. Xin cảm ơn.
I think that you can give the question in the English and the Vietnam is all.
Dạ vâng, thưa quý thầy và các thân hữu, một hai ngày gần đây chúng tôi được hân hạnh mời các quý vị chuyên ngành về công nghệ sinh học đến đây, và chúng tôi tin tưởng rằng là quý vị có sẽ đặt những câu hỏi và những cái thắc mắc cần thiết, thì đây là cái cơ hội để chúng ta có thể có những cái câu trả lời giá trị và ý nghĩa về những lương tâm của quý vị.
Thank you very much. And I just want to congratulate all the speakers for fantastic and very inspirational talks. My name is Rifat Latifi, and I'm going to be talking later on telemedicine. But this is far more exciting than my talk. So, congratulations. I'm a trauma surgeon by trade, and I treat a lot of patients who have been quadriplegic or paraplegic and so on. Where do we stand as of today, July 5th, in using stem cell for actually returning these patients to life and to function? Any of the panel would be great if they can answer.
Yeah, may I take these questions? The stem cell in practice, in stem cell technologies, in medical practice, actually gained momentum only in recent years, 3 to 5 years, I think. Because in last 10 years, a lot of investment, a lot of funding actually channeled to the basic science, and you don't see many, the so-called great achievement in medical practice. In stem cell therapy, we can see to date is most successful actually in cancer, in blood disorders, in blood cancers. And second thing, in wound healing, in wound care, using stem cell for burns, for diabetic foot, unhealing wounds, and so on. But other applications still progressing, let's say for heart, for stroke, for spinal cord injuries, and clinical trial actually is going on in US as well, in other countries, in Japan, in Korea, in Taiwan, in mainland China. So I think it takes a few more years to see, we can see the progressing, but it can take a few more years to see the more great things of stem cell technologies in medical miracle. Take a few more years, but so far it's still quite limited. What you can see now is mainly for blood, for skin wound healings, and for some for corneal resurfacing, for eye corneal resurfacing. So we need a bit more time, and funding was a major issues. Doing clinical trial in the US and European Union is expensive. So funding is one of the major issues to get things through the through the door of FDA approval, and this one will be the major hammer to the progressing of stem cell therapies.
Thank you very much. It's really beautiful to make all the women beautiful and make all of us guys, ugly guys, good looking. But if we can make a quadriplegic walk, now I understand that that's not a lot of money to make that, and not many companies will do that, but this is what we really need to strive, to make sure that those guys who ride the motorcycle in Vietnam and get paraplegic, bring them back in the life. I think we should really all concentrate much more than, and I agree with making everyone beautiful. I'm looking forward to that myself too.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to answer your question indirectly. Hopefully, it would answer the question you try to find. It is a personal story that I would like to share. It is a partner of mine that actually lives in California in Newport Beach. And this is supposed to be a simple process, going to the eye doctor to have his cataracts removed. That particular visit ended up him blinding one side of his eye by the optometrist accidentally clipping one of his retina. He tried flying all over the country in the US, and because of the FDA approval is so stringent there, he was not able to get anybody to reattach his retina. He then flew over to Europe with a complete search. After years, he didn't give up and finally found a professor, a specialist that specialized in stem cells. And through the process, he understands that in our body, there are a lot of stem cells. And particularly, every stem cell has its own function. The stem cells in our body, its main function is to produce protein that would feed a certain part of our body. So after a thorough research, he walked away understanding that there are stem cells directly for the eyes. So the doctor was able to pull out the stem cells strictly for the eyes, multiply the stem cells, and re-inject it back in his body within 2 weeks. Surprisingly, he was able to get his eyesight back, and that is one of the main reasons why he decided to also start the Stamage skincare line, which focuses on skincare. We are in the process right now looking into the area of hair, protein for hair, but that is months and months out as we speak. Hopefully that will answer some of your questions.
So, that I have the only one that you have an excellent question, where we now in the stem cell, right? So, I think that if we, in the scientific looking about that, we thinking about, now everything we start, because, if we want to apply everything first, we should be make the rule, we should be understood the mechanism. Why have the FDA, right? So, if you're looking in the embryo, from the one cell when we birth, we already 100 years. If we looking in the telomerase, telomerase that involved in your A, right? Cannot. So why we want to that idea? Never make the wrong product and correct them. Should we make the correct the product and give the human also the same? So if we already are wrong and we just modify, prepare, that's already a wrong product. So now we on the world have the program to make the clean the social population in the future. We will protect the old disease. When we were the A cell, I think that after that we have the very excellent the societies. I think this is in the future, but now to correct that if we study so deep thing about this, and now we are not understood everything, right? So that's it. I think that now standard where we started the stem cell.
Well, thank you very much. Before we take the next question, I have just some very short information that we have limited time for the discussion, about 20 minutes. So we would prefer to limit the time to answer questions within 5 minutes so that leave time for more important questions. I appreciate your cooperation. Thank you.
I want again to congratulate the very distinguished panel, especially Professor Tan, who relate, the new research to traditional philosophy. I want to go back to the issue of funding. I noticed that many members of the panel have done research overseas. What are the sources of funding for research in Vietnam besides government funding?
Because 3 months ago, I had a meeting with the minister of the science and technology in Vietnam. And the Vietnam, you can see the new paper, they yield 2% of GDP for the research, something like that. But that's not true. That's just the 0 point or the 1 not 0. The funding is very important too, but should be thinking about this. If you invest $1 million US, just only one product, you can gain the billion. So should be looking for that kind of business. The government should be understood that. Now we have that 1 million, very big money, how to get. But when we invest 100 reserve, 100 invest the funding the project, just only 1% the success. That's the big success. We pay the money, the government pay money, 100 million US dollars, something like this. Never thinking about that we get all. Just with 1%, we can get the billion. So I think the funding should be talking because invest in the science. You can see that's exactly the 2 years. Next year you should begin something like it. You should be looking for a long time. I think this.
How about the other?
My experience with Vietnam is they need to be focused because the funding there is, you cannot have same much with the other countries. Like last 10 years, Singapore put $10 billion in biotech, in human biotech only, and they invest a lot of money in this, and they can afford it. Other countries, the US or Japan, rich country can do it. But in Vietnam, one of the issues I see is a bit lacking of focus. Try to do everything, and a lot of experiment. What I can see, try to repeat the failure experiment from the West. That's something we should not do. We try to avoid this mistake. We've actually done before and focus. And what I see is better to focus on the product, get a product, and get into clinical practice, get into the clinical trial, and get a product out there for the patient. And at the same time, we can get return investment to reinvest in new research.
Wanted to add one more point with Dr. Tan earlier regarding to stem cells research and also return on investment. Anything that has to do with stem cells research, personally, an investor would always looking at their priority, that is return on investment, how fast and how quick they can get their money back. A project like stem cells has been discussed for many, many years. And if government were to be involved and really see the understanding of how powerful this stem cell research is, then I believe that we would be able to solve a global crisis. From my perspective, with focusing on the beauty care line and also topical cosmetic product, we were able to complete the research in less than $2 million in about 6 months time frame. With that result, we were able to show an investor and they were able to commit to the funding of the project. I just wish that more government would be focusing on how to change lives, and obviously the look from the outside, which is the cosmetic, is helpful, but I personally think internally feeling good from the inside is also as important. And I would hope that more government will be involved or come up with the funding for this kind of project.
Em xin phép có 2 câu hỏi. Thứ nhất là em hiện nay hôm nay đến đây em được nghe những cái câu về tế bào gốc lấy từ dây màng cuốn rốn. Nhưng mà trên thị trường hiện nay em có nghe nói về cái tế bào gốc mô mỡ tự thân, thì xin các chuyên gia cho em hỏi thì cái sự khác biệt hoặc là cái ưu điểm hoặc là cái nhược điểm của tế bào gốc mô mỡ tự thân nó là như thế nào? Đó là câu hỏi thứ nhất của em.
Thực ra cái idea lấy cái mô mỡ tự thân bắt đầu từ từ khó khăn của cái nguồn tế bào gốc, tức là từ tủy xương và các nguồn khác, thì lấy từ mô mỡ sẽ hạn chế được cái vấn đề về y đức và có thể lấy được một số lượng tế bào nhân lên được. Thì đấy là cũng là cái tôi cho cái phát minh cũng khá là thú vị của anh Mark Hendricks ở UCLA. Anh cũng là một đồng nghiệp bạn tôi, chúng tôi chung fellowship với nhau ở Stanford. Nhưng mà thực tế một mô mỡ tự thân nó có một cái dở cái là ở người Việt Nam, thì người Việt Nam không có nhiều người béo phì như người Mỹ, cho nên là cái tế bào gốc nó dụng rất là ít. Cái thứ hai nữa là nó bị khó khăn về cái tuổi, tức là cái tuổi của người càng già đi tế bào gốc nó càng giảm, cho nên là cái chất lượng của nó giảm, giống như cái trình bày của anh Michael Diep vừa rồi, là trong cái tủy xương ấy, khi chúng ta già đi thì chúng ta chỉ còn có một tế bào gốc trong 200.000 tủy xương thôi. Thế là nó không bị cái chuyện đó. Thế còn tế bào gốc từ, và cũng chính cái đó thì là cách mà để tôi động lực để tìm ra nguồn tế bào gốc mới từ màng dây rốn. Nó vượt qua được cái chuyện thứ nhất là vấn đề ý đức, cái thứ hai là cái nguồn tế bào gốc của nó trẻ, vì nó chỉ có 0 tuổi. Cái thứ ba là cái lượng tế bào của nó rất lớn. Và thứ tư nữa là chúng ta có thể dùng tự thân được nếu chúng ta banking. Nếu bây giờ em bé sinh ra chúng ta có thể giữ lại cái dây rốn cho em bé, thì cái nguồn này sẽ là nguồn trong tương lai của tự thân. Và điểm thứ 5 nữa là có thể sử dụng cho đồng loại, theo kiểu ghép đồng loại, tức là vì nó là cái khả năng thảo lại miễn dịch nó rất kém, cho nên chúng ta có cái kho tế bào gốc đó thì chúng ta có thể sử dụng cái đó để dùng cho tái tạo cho người khác, của những người chúng ta hiện nay không có dây rốn để lưu trữ lại. Thế là những cái ưu điểm khác nhau. Còn cái điểm nữa là nếu gốc mỡ trung mô nó chỉ lấy được tế bào biểu mô, tế bào trung mô thôi, tức là tế bào để tái tạo xương và khớp, nhưng mà nó không có tế bào biểu mô, cho nên cái nhược điểm của nó. Nhưng cũng là một cái công nghệ khá thú vị và khá hay.
Dạ, cho em hỏi vậy thì nếu mà với tế bào mô mỡ tự thân, mình lấy từ tế bào mô mỡ tự thân thì có thể điều trị tất cả những cái bệnh vừa rồi mà các chuyên gia có đề cập đến hay không?
Về lý thuyết là có thể, nhưng mà cái việc ứng dụng thì nó cũng còn rất nhiều khó khăn, tức là thì lý thuyết thì có thể nếu có dùng cái công nghệ iPS như anh Thuận trình bày, có thể tạo ra một cái loại iPS cell, induced pluripotent stem cell, để có thể từ đó tạo ra tất cả các loại tế bào khác nhau. Thì cái đấy thì có thể sử dụng tất cả các nguồn tế bào khác như tế bào da, hoặc là tế bào từ dây rốn, hoặc là tế bào máu. Thế nhưng mà về ứng dụng hiện nay thì tế bào gốc mỡ trung mô thì vẫn ứng dụng chủ yếu là cho tái tạo xương khớp và một số các cái ứng dụng về thẩm mỹ thì vẫn là chính. Mà làm cái ghép tự thân nó có khó khăn cái là cái giá thành nó sẽ cao, giống như làm một phần mềm cho một người, thì kiểu như là may đo nó khác với cả may sẵn, mà cái giá thành là một cái vấn đề rất lớn trong cái điều trị học. Cho nên nếu mà giá thành cao quá thì cái sự cạnh tranh nó sẽ khó khăn. Đấy là một cái trong tương lai thì trong tương lai có rất nhiều công nghệ mới đưa ra đời, thì sẽ có sự cạnh tranh và tạo giá thành tốt nhất và sản phẩm tốt nhất cho khách hàng như cho bệnh nhân.
Các câu hỏi của em, tôi muốn nói thêm một cái nữa là biết sao. Hiện nay thế giới người ta đang là một cái mà sử dụng một dòng tế bào thôi, sử dụng tất cả thế giới, toàn thế giới. Tức là tôi tạo ra một dòng tế bào rồi, thì tất cả mọi người trong thế giới người ta có thể sử dụng được. Bằng cách gì? Bằng cách mình reset cái alpha galactotransferase enzyme. Cái enzyme này đó, nó sẽ làm nó để nhận diện cái sự reset của cơ thể mình. Thì khi mà mình sử dụng ra, mình tạo ra một cái dòng đó rồi đấy, thì tất cả chuyển cho ai, không ai reset hết đó. Thì hiện nay bọn chúng tôi một dòng tế bào, only one cell line, stem cell line can give for all the people on the world. You know, this is the main purpose that we study now.
Thank you. We're actually running out of time, and then you should allow other people to ask questions too. We have, you know, this is a very interesting topic, so maybe you can pass the mic to one more question, one more person.
So just a little short question for Mr. Michael Diep. That I heard that you say that about the people for trial use the stem cell to help for the skin. So when that technology will come to Vietnam and Vietnam women can trial that technology, and how much money for one-time trial like that? Yeah, so that is the last question from me. Thank you.
I love your question. I'm glad it's the last one. It is an industry that I've come to really research and really know how big the industry is, just like anything else. Investor putting up the money, they want to know how big that market is. We have completed after 9 months of research, and the product line is going to launch on the 4th quarter of this year, which is sometime in October. But because I brought the technology to the company, and we just recently launched the Air Destination Vietnam, which is sản ý tưởng cho người Việt Nam. I have the rights and also the privilege to be able to sell and introduce that product to the Vietnamese market. So it is readily available.
Great. Thank you for that. This is a wonderful presentation, and actually it reminds me of one key statistic that we did early on a few years ago. How many people here know the #1 company in terms of number of patents that they produce a year? Which company in the world does that? Because it has a #1 patents in the world. It's IBM. But you know that if you take the number of inventors that are listed in the US, in the PTO, the Patent Trade Office, of Vietnamese inventors, that number of Vietnamese inventors who own innovative technology exceeds IBM. So this is a reminder of the talent and the capability of Vietnamese people in terms of science and innovation. They are able to produce new ideas and new technology, but the next step, I think, is to commercialize that, to commercialize those ideas. Unfortunately, we have one gentleman here on the panel. He took it to Singapore to commercialize. But what can we do to help Vietnamese inventors, particularly in the biotech space, to commercialize their ideas from Vietnam for the world? And I think that's the next step that we need to take. We had to talk about funding as well. But I'd like to really thank the panelists for a wonderful presentation, for indulging us with our basic questions on stem cell research and their expertise for today. And many of them have traveled from outside Vietnam to come here and share their thoughts. So once again, thank you for your time. Okay, we're running a little bit behind schedule. An innovation enthusiast and a small business entrepreneur. In the last 20 years, Michael has created and started a handful of startups and has been directly responsible for the creation of more than 10 other startups. He is an avid speaker in the inventors community, and he's been invited to as a guest speaker and to share on stage with very renowned inventors such as Dr. Arthur Fry, who is the inventor of the Post-it notes. I think all of us use Post-it notes, right? And he was also one of the few guests to be invited to Washington, D.C. to comment on the Patent Reform Act and to meet President Obama to sign the new bill that went into effect just last year. He actually invented the Emery cat board. So anybody who has cats should go out and get his product. It was the winner on the Emery Nation PBS Season 2. And out of 16,000 entries, he was one of 12 that was chosen to go to the commercial stage. So I can go on and on about his achievements, but I think it's in the interest of time, I'll invite Michael to come up and share his experience with us. Michael.
Good morning, everyone. Today is actually a very exciting day for me, for every speaker that actually have presented, and future speakers for the rest of the day. It is an exciting topic for us. The theme for this year, 2012, is technology transforming our lives. Not only technology has transformed our lives, but also has been education. And the third one that I want to express today is actually innovation. I'm going to quickly go over some of the products that are actually on here today. And I think my goal is, at the end of the presentation, hopefully that I not only have make a strong message for the innovator community, but also will too, in the process of changing one of your lives and also the Vietnamese inventors' life as well. Before everything gets started, I would like to thank the organizer, Anh Quy, for inviting me here to speak to today's event, as well as the Council General An Lê for reaching out to me for this very special day to present our company to the Vietnamese inventors. What you've seen up here is I only was able to bring 3 products out of the 6 that we have commercialized in the US the last 2 years. These 3 products that I have presented here, including the other 3 that you can find on our website, have generated us over $350 million in the last 3 years. These are very basic inventions, and I'll go into details as why I think it is important to focus on simplicity. I would like to start out by this personal quote, which is from Thomas Edison. Why innovation is important. From his neck down, a man is worth a couple of dollars a day. From his neck up, he is worth anything that his brain can produce. I came to the US about 32 years ago, and looking back, it seems as if it was yesterday. Just remember coming to the US, we all have to work many odd jobs just to survive, and fortunately enough, my parents were able to identify a very prestigious area where we didn't know at the time until we moved into the area, and then a year later, Mr. Bill Gates himself moved in and bought about 12 homes and built this mega mansion. My life had changed ever since. I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by some of the most successful people in business. Amazon, Jeff Bezos, which we have interviewed. Also, Craig Nordstrom, John Nordstrom, who started AT&T, amongst many others within the area. Also, Howard Schultz, who started Starbucks. Along the way, as I was just jogging in the area, I stopped and asked one of my neighbors. I said, as young as you are, how were you able to afford a home that is $10 million? A lot of them are in the same price range. And he told me that finding out more and more on a lot of my neighbors what they do, they don't physically go out and work and try to make a living. All of them have used their mind and their intellect, which we call in Vietnamese, Đức Sáng, to be able to create a career, something that they have made and generated millions and millions of dollars. And as a result, speed forward about 6 years ago, when I moved from Seattle, Washington to California, I happened to stick at the grocery line and saw one of these products, which is, we call it the gyro. Does anyone in this room recognize this item? You must be from the US? Okay. Anyone else? Let me do a quick demonstrate on what this product does. Interested enough, when I carry this whole bin up here, people thinking I must love candies, but it's going to be for this demonstration purpose. This is a regular bowl. As parents, when you have kids, when they sit, they never like to sit still. And when they moved, when they move, the bowls also move with them. And the frustration of being able to see food all over the floor is, instead of getting mad at your kid, the parents of this inventor have done something with it. And they're Brad and Melinda, and they both are inventors for season 1. This is their invention. With food in the table, kids can just run around the home and never see the stuff falling to the ground. This is a very simple invention. It's been generating our company almost $100 million in revenue, and we just signed an agreement with Disney International to do all of the bowl in many different versions of the Disney. Speed forward 5 years later, I would like to start out by introducing you our very first company that we So it started in 2001. It started out with a simple company with an idea where our goal is to help a company like Procter & Gamble, P&G, to help do a lot of the product sources for them. That is Inventus on the left-hand side there. What we do in Inventus, you can Google them. We do advertising, we do branding, public relations, interactive and web, industrial design, video production, engineering, and prototyping. Realizing after 6 years that doing all of these services for companies, especially Procter & Gamble, we realized that every company, either they innovate or they are going to die. And the reason being is that as a publicly traded company like Procter & Gamble, they have been pressured by Wall Street to come up with new products, new ideas. Apple is a prime example. And you know, interesting enough, the number came in at last year GNP of $1.18 trillion. 38% of that revenue are generated from new product launch from companies like Procter & Gamble and Johnson & Johnson, those that have big budget for R&D. Interesting enough, over 50% of that 33% ideas are generated by individual inventors, just like the 4 students from Portland State University, Brad and Melinda stories, and another one here that we recently launched about 5 months ago. You guys can guess what this is later, but in 4 months we sold over 400 million of this little tiny thing. And anybody can recognize what this is? You guys never seen this before? Yes, we launched this about 5 months ago, infomercial all over the US. It's a product called Aggies. You can probably turn it on to, let's see, the internet, turn it on the internet, you can see that. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to really show that. What this product does is very simple. People that actually love eggs, they would, instead of cooking the eggs and peeling it, you crack the egg and put it inside a cylinder, right? And you would lock it, drop this into hot water, boil it, and when it's finished cooking, you undo the middle, pop it out, and just drop the egg on the dish. The infomercial is actually online, so you guys can check that out.
So simple.
So Inventors, in 2006, we realized that companies as big as Procter & Gamble and Johnson & Johnson, they are continually coming up with new products idea and continually having to impress their Wall Street and investors. So as a result, what we've done is realizing that if we do a reality TV show, we would be able to captivate a lot of great ideas. By then, there's already success, and everybody know about a reality TV show called American Idol. At that time, it was going on its 5th season. So we realized that if we were to do a reality TV show looking for the next best idea, consumer products ideas, people would come forward. And to our surprise, there's quite a few. Our slogan for our reality TV show is ordinary people, extraordinary ideas. The invention of the gyro bowl was from 1st season. And we started in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we had 800 people showed up. We picked 10 ideas, and it was a great success. We won 2 Emmys from public broadcast television, and since then, investors started putting money in. Second season started, and there were 16,000 people, and I happened to be one of the 16,000 people that actually lined up at 4 in the morning and didn't leave the place until 1 the following morning. 10 ideas was picked, commercialized. We spent between $500,000 to $1 million to commercialize the product. And that's the birth of the Emery cat, where it files and dolls the cat's claw. Season 3, I got involved with the company, 19,000 inventors. Season 4, 20,000, and we just wrapped up season 5. I'm going to give a quick 1.5-minute demonstration what cast and call looks like for our everyday Edison. You can scroll it down there, maybe? Yeah. Okay, then I'll go back. Done.
You never give up on something that you believe in.
From Phoenix, Arizona. Great idea. Put it together. We're ready to go. From Boise, Idaho.
I am from Upper Indiana, Southern area. This is exciting. It really is. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, that's why I'm here. It's just really fun.
So we just wrapped up season 4, casting calls. I remember staying in one of those lines, and that was season 3. I got involved with that company already. We have set up the whole casting. It was kind of exciting, and we just finished up season 5. These are the next slides that I just included just for the purpose of demonstration. This is the latest bowl from Disney that we just launched about 2 weeks ago. That's for Car Story for boys. Another one, Cars, is Cinderella, and also Disney. So wherever Disney is currently selling their products around the world, Gyro Bowl will be one of the products that they will carry. The problem with Everyday Edison, which is the reality TV show, is that we have, with my season, we have 16,000 people, 19,000 for season 3. Bottom line is we only can help 10 or 12 people. More and more of those ideas are great ideas that we cannot commercialize, or we only have so much bandwidth, which is up to $1 million per idea for every single season. So as a result, there has been requests that we should start up a social network online for inventors, similar to Facebook around that time when 2005, Facebook had started. So around 2007, we started a community called Edison Nation. With every Edison, we also only visit 5 cities at the same time. There's ideas from all over the country. Just to kind of give you an idea of where we are now, we got submissions coming in from 176 countries. And there's only 197 countries around the world. So the birth of Edison Nation has solved our problem. As of now, we have worked with many companies. Just think of it at Facebook. You can go online, change ideas, change comments with all the people that have great ideas. But the most important thing here is being able to have a community where people can come and also to network so that they can feel as if it's a family, it's a community that they can communicate with. Who we are, what Edison Nation is, we bring ideas to market. We are the most trusted source in the inventors community. We have sales in dozens of countries, full service, idea, sale, product development capabilities. We have worldwide sales and licensing relationship with many big companies. We also commercialize your innovation in other markets as well. And your ideas is reviewed by the experts and the retailers. Give you some quick idea on how we work. Company like Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, these are the list of a few companies that we work with. We'll give you a good example. Intel, they have a big budget for R&D. Every single year, they go to come up with new innovation, no different than Apple as well as Johnson & Johnson. But the smaller companies, they don't have the R&D budget. So what do? They reached out to independent inventors. They reached out to different companies that do all the sourcing of new ideas so that they can submit it in. Well, what we do then is, with our trusted relationship with all of the retailers, they have came to us and said, why don't you guys do a live product search for us? So as of now, we have inventors from 176 countries. And what they do is, we come to, let's say, Procter & Gamble, we said, what ideas or what new innovation that you are currently in need right now to improve your sales in that particular category? And they would say, we would need a new pet ideas. So what we do with announcing that on our community, on our online, as live product searches, thousands of ideas get submitted, and it gets screened down to the top 10, and those are the ones that we presented to our partners. And whichever one that they like, we either license the technology to them, or we manufacture the products on behalf and deliver to the stores. Companies, Intel, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, any companies here in Vietnam are now looking for new innovation to improve their sales. We could help them. We are in 179 countries now, and we also would be able to cut a lot of their costs by eliminating a lot of their R&D budget. I'm going to play a quick video here, what Edison Nation is.
History has taught us innovation is not the exclusive domain of large companies, corporate R&D labs, and universities. Innovation lives in the hearts and minds of ordinary people who are able to see solutions to problems in places others have overlooked.
Innovation is bringing out a new product or service that drastically changes the way something's done. Innovation is bringing a product to the market that is really a paradigm shift.
True innovation is something that's not only an invention, but an improvement.
Edison Nation bridges the gap between innovation and execution.
Well, I think it's an exciting new concept, what we're doing with Edison Nation. Edison Nation itself is a pretty new concept. I mean, they're harnessing the intellectual power and the intellectual inventive power of hundreds of thousands of Americans all across the country.
Edison Nation funnels and filters new product ideas through live product searches and submissions on edisonnation.com.
Manufacturers and retailers now have unprecedented access to the very best ideas by independent, innovative thinkers.
Edison Nation also recruits a large number of diverse product ideas through national casting calls for its Emmy Award-winning nationally televised PBS series, Everyday Edison.
Everyday Edison's casting calls attracts a highly diverse crowd of people. They're ordinary individuals that have extraordinary ideas. They're your customers. They all suffer from a pain, and by attending these casting calls and telling us and telling you that they've got a better solution.
Edison Nation affords every retailer and manufacturer that values innovation unprecedented access to the nation's wealth of independent, ingenious, and innovative intellectual property, all without hassle.
Mothers, fathers, lawyers, doctors, Indian chiefs, whatever you want, anybody who can create a good idea and has the incentive of our Constitution to go ahead and build it, market it, solve problems, help people, build businesses, get rich. That's what distinguishes the United States of America from the rest of the world in the area of invention.
That's a little brief history of Edison Nation. Quickly, 6 months ago, Edison Nation concept was brought to the company. And as a result, with my involvement with them for 6 years, we realized that it is time to take the platform global. We are partnered with Thomas Edison, the individual who invented the light bulb, and also with the government, United States Patent Trademark Office. We then have launched out to this global initiative to take this platform and launch it in this country. And officially, we have launched just a quick one here. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to quickly cover this important thing here. Of all the countries that we could take this platform global, I chose Vietnam as my very first country. And the reason why is, even though 32 years ago, I've left the country, I would like to come back and do something great for the people of Vietnam, as well as the inventors of Vietnam, where I strongly believe that the basic ideas like this, and a basic idea like these are just some basic ideas that can really generate a lot of revenue for the country, particularly for the people of Vietnam. But more importantly, just imagine the kind of job that could create from being able to generate and sell this product, not only all over the US, but around the world. We have launched the Edison Nation with Kuwait, with the government, and I'm in the process to open up Brazil, Laos, and Philippines the next 2 years. Any companies looking for new products ideas, Edison Nation site has launched, and we just went live about 2 months ago. And hopefully by the end of my presentation, unfortunately I'm running out of time, but I'm hoping that my message is short, brief, and anybody that have a simple ideas my goal personally is to be able to stand here on the stage next year and be able to show the audience, the Vietnamese inventors, some of the basic inventions from the people of Vietnam that now creating hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs. Thank you.
So Michael, can you hold the first 60 spots in line for us? You know, so we don't have to maybe in the back of the line.
Yeah, you know, personally, since I've started this Sạc ý tưởng cho người Việt Nam, my goal is to personally be out there to answer any of the questions or to be able to personally help any of the Vietnamese inventors with basic, simple ideas that literally I can take to market within 3 months or 6 months. It was last live product searches, and right now on Edison Nation Vietnam there are 5 searches, and one of which is SN on TV company. So anybody that have basic, simple idea that solve everyday problem, submit it to there, or meet with me. I would love to help in the process.
Great. So there's no reason why you guys cannot invent. Everybody has a basis to invent now because we have the educators teaching you in school, you have industry here, you have people who put all your products into place and commercialize it and take it through the commercial channel, so everyone should do it. We're not going to take questions and answer now because it's about to go to lunch. We're about to go to lunch. But we do have that text number, so if you have questions, just text it to us and we'll make sure that it's addressed. Everyone who has a conference tag, no matter the color of the ribbon, is invited to lunch now. Lunch is straight down this hallway to the back, all the way in the back. It's a buffet style. Enjoy lunch. We'll be back here at 1:30. Okay? And at this time, I'd like